If you haven't got one of these, you need to pick one up. It's Black Friday, so some special offers. You need to head to the website. You can get up to 30% off, so go and check it out. So think of the GForce shaft as a piece of string. So here's the shaft. Okay, it's really loose, really flexible. There's no tension in it. If I let it hang, gravity, a bit of tension in it now, a bit of weight there on the club head, pulling it down to the ground. Right, if I want to move this ball, I can just let it swing like that, back and through. That's good. Okay, here's my pivot point. When you swing a golf club, you kind of pivot. You stay centered when you do it. That's really important. That's what the best players in the world do. They stay centered. So we're trying to stay centered as we pivot. And then with the body, we add a bit of rotation in there as well. So kind of like your hips and shoulders rotate. And look how I'm able to pull this ball around with a lot of speed, get tension through the shaft. You can see how that ball is going round on a consistent path. Now, look at it from a different point of view. And this is probably what you're doing wrong in your swing. So if I didn't stay centered, which is one of the most important things to do, if I was kind of moving my body around this pivot point here, see how I can't really get any tension through that bit of string there. So if we haven't got this nice pivot point here, there's no tension through that string, okay, in the golf swing. So that means if you're doing this, if you're swaying around, then you're never going to get tension through the golf shaft into the club head. And that's how these shafts work. So you need to be swinging properly so you can get tension down through the shaft and into the club head for maximum energy transfer. So one of the key things you need to be doing when you're first swinging is actually trying to find that nice rhythm and tempo in your swing. Focus on swinging it smooth. Okay, think or try and imagine that you're trying to keep the shaft quite rigid throughout the swing. So we don't want any excessive bending as you're taking it back or as you get into the top. You don't want it overloading too much as you get into the top. Okay, it's going to load a bit with the weight of the club head as you get to the top and the momentum carries on. You want it to load a little bit. And when you learn to hit it solid and straight and far, further than your regular golf club, because what happens with this shaft, when you get to the top, when you load it and it comes down, it actually unloads, so it kind of kicks forward and accelerates the club head even more. So you're going to hit it further than your regular golf club. Once you learn to do that with this club consistently, you then transfer it back over to your regular golf club and then onto the golf course. I mean, this club you can take on the course, USGA-legal, so it's conforming to the rules of golf. Keep it in your bag, have a few swings while you're out there, hit a few shots, just to get your rhythm, tempo, timing back on track again. When I'm first using it, I'm trying to focus on a nice rhythm. You know, one thing the GForce is going to do for you is it's going to tell you straight away if that rhythm is out, because you're going to feel that shaft kind of wobbling all over the place. So I'm going to try and work on that nice rhythm first, keeping it smooth. That felt nice and solid. And then I can kind of step up my power a little bit more now. I feel like I'm swinging it smooth. You can swing flat out with it. Okay, don't hold back. You know, start nice and easy and then gradually build up your speed and go as quick as you can. Try and find your maximum speed with it. One thing I find with the GForce in my swing is from the top, I kind of transition a little bit too quick. So you almost need that little bit of a pause at the top before you bring the club down. That is the key. So if I go with that thought on this shot now, just take my time as I transition, then accelerate. It's a much better shot. And you've only got to be a little bit out with it, just a little bit out with your swing, and it's going to result in a poor shot, poor strike, poor direction. It's the best training club you can get. Especially over the winter months, you know, you want to be working with this in the garage, outside, just hitting 10, 15 minutes a day, hitting balls. Trying to smooth out that swing, get that perfect rhythm, tempo, timing, which is going to improve your sequencing.